Hi everyone. Today we're going to study parallel and perpendicular lines. Let us define parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines in the same plane that never intersect. This is a picture of parallel lines. This line is a graph of y equals 3/4 x plus 1. Another line is here, and this is the graph of the line y equals 3/4 x minus 3. Two lines in the same plane with slopes m sub 1 and m sub 2 are parallel if their slopes are the same. In symbol, m sub 1 equals m sub 2. Look at our equations. If you remember, we have slope-intercept form of a line where we can easily get the slope, and that is the coefficient of x. In here, the slope is 3/4. In the other line, the slope is also 3/4. The slopes are the same, so we can conclude that the two lines are parallel. Let us define perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines are lines in the same plane that intersect at right angle or 90 degrees. Look at that symbol that signifies right angle. Two lines with slopes m sub 1 and m sub 2 are perpendicular if the product of their slopes is -1. Thus, m sub 1 times m sub 2 equals -1. Or we can say m sub 1 equals minus 1 over m sub 2. Or we say that the relationship of m sub 1 and m sub 2 are negative reciprocal. To summarize, we have here the pictures of parallel lines and perpendicular lines. If m is the slope of a straight line, then the slope of a parallel line is the slope of parallel line equals the m, which is the slope of the given line. Also, the slope of a perpendicular line is equal to -1 over m. Again, this m is the slope of the given line. More so, if m sub 1 and m sub 2 are the slopes of two straight lines L sub 1 and L sub 2, then L sub 1 and L sub 2 are parallel if m sub 1 equals m sub 2. Also, L sub 1 and L sub 2 are perpendicular if m sub 1 times m sub 2 equals -1. Example, given the line sub 1 with slope m sub 1 equals 2 over 3, the line sub 2 that is parallel to line sub 1 with slope m sub 2 equals the same 2 over 3. If there is another line 2, this time perpendicular to line 1, the slope m sub 2 equals -3 over 2. The relationship is negative reciprocal. Let's have example 1. Determine the slopes of the lines that are parallel and perpendicular to the line 3x minus 7y equals 21. We have our standard equation of the line, the ax plus by plus c equals 0. We can translate our given line here into standard equation. We will simply transpose the 21, so the positive 21 will become negative 21, and the right side becomes 0. So the line now is in standard equation. Also, we studied about the slope, and the formula is m equals the negative of a over b. Take note, the a is the coefficient of x and the b is the coefficient of y. To compute for the slope, we will now change our a into 3 and the b into the negative 7. And we can simplify this further. The negative and negative becomes positive, and our answer now is 3 over 7. Now to compute for parallel lines, we know they will have same slope. The slope of parallel is equal to, we will simply copy the slope 3 over 7 here. So we have now our answer for slope of parallel lines. For perpendicular lines, that we say that the relationship must be negative reciprocal. The slope will be, first we're going to invert the 3 over 7 into 7 over 3. And then, since this is positive, we will use the negative sign. So our slope for the perpendicular lines is negative 7 over 3. This is our final answer. Let us have example 2. Determine if the lines 2x minus 3y plus 1 equals 0 and 9x plus 6y minus 5 equals 0 are parallel or perpendicular or neither. First, I wrote here the standard equation of the line. Also, the slope formula is here. I assign the first line, the 2x minus 3y plus 1 equals 0. Then we will compute for the slope. In line 1, the slope will be m sub 1. And our formula is here. Then we will now collect the values. The a now here becomes the 2, the coefficient of x, and the b is now replaced by negative 3. And this expression can still be simplified because the negative and the negative becomes positive. So our m sub 1 is positive 2 over 3. For the line 2, 9x plus 6y minus 5 equals 0. Our slope is m sub 2. The formula is here. Then we will now substitute the values. The a is now 9 and the b is 6. Then this negative 9 over 6 can still be reduced to lowest term, and that is equal to negative 3 over 2. We divide each number by 3. So the slope 2 is negative 3 over 2. We can see that the slopes m sub 1 and m sub 2 are negative reciprocal of each other. More so, we will put them in the equation to prove further, and the equation is m sub 1 times m sub 2 must be equal to negative 1. Substituting the values, the m sub 1 is 2/3 times the m sub 2 is negative 3 over 2. And then we can cancel the 2 and the 2, also the 3 and the 3. And the final answer is negative 1 equals negative 1. So this is satisfied. Then we will write, since m sub 1 times m sub 2 equals negative 1, the two lines are perpendicular. This is our final answer. Let us have example 3. Find the equation of the line through the point 0, 3 and parallel to the line negative x plus 2y plus 5 equals 0. We're going to find the line 2 because the line 1 is already given here. The negative x plus 2y plus 5 equals 0. To get the line 2, we will use the point slope form. If you are not familiar with this, you can watch our video about point slope form. The form is y minus y sub 1 equals m times the quantity x minus x sub 1. For our m sub 1, this is now equal to negative. The negative 1 comes from the coefficient of x, and the 2 here comes from the coefficient of y. Then we will simplify further. The negative and negative becomes positive. So our m sub 1 is 1 over 2. In the problem, it is given that the line 1 and the line 2 are parallel. And we know that parallel lines have equal slopes. So the slope of line 1 is the same slope for line 2. It means to say, we can now use our point slope form. There is a point given, the 0, 3, and we have now the slope, and we will use the m sub 1, which is 1 over 2. Substituting the values, we have now y minus 3 equals 1/2 times the quantity x minus 0. To simplify further, this number 2 here, we will cross multiply to the left side. So the 2 comes on the left side, and on the right side, this 0 we can remove. Only x remains on the right. Then we will simplify further, 2 times y and also 2 times negative 3. We have now 2y minus 6 equals x. Then this x we will transpose on the left side. The sign will change. We will do that because we want to put the line in standard form to make the right side equal to 0. So the x here is positive. Then it becomes negative x plus 2y minus 6 equals 0. The line is now in standard form. And this is our line 2. Please take note also that the coefficients of x and y, respectively, of parallel lines are equal. Look at the x. And look at the y. They differ only in the constants. This is our final answer. I hope you learned something from this video. See you again next time.